What's the deal, YouTube? What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal, y'all? Welcome and welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome and welcome back, right? So, first and foremost, I'd like to say, hope all of y'all are vibrating at a high frequency, not letting no negative energy stop y'all positive energy, not letting no gang stalkers lower your vibration or mess with your spiritual energy, right? So, as you can see by the title, right? And I'm not really sure what the title of this video is going to be, but I just want to talk to y'all about this gang stalking stuff, right? So, you can't let the gang stalking get to you, right? And it's kind of making us better in a way, because the more you're able to deal with the bullshit and you're able to still vibrate high, the better you will be. Because the more you will be able to manifest and the more you'll be able to accomplish, because you will be able to deal with the distractions, like all of the distractions in the world, the music industry, the sports, all of that, just like the Romans. I think it was called the Roman circus back in the day, where they had a whole coliseum just so they can distract people from what was going on. Once you're able to still manifest around a bunch of distractions, pretty much once you're able to deal with the gang stalkers and you're still able to think your thoughts and manifest, it's going to make you better, right? It's going to make you better because you're going to be able to, it's going to make your manifestation power stronger, because you're going to be able to still manifest while people are trying to distract you and while they're trying to mess with you, right? And the whole purpose of me saying that is to tell y'all this, and I believe the title of this video is going to be "Don't Let the Gang Stalkers Get to You," or something with the nervous system, right? And it's a gang stalker in front of me right now trying to do some little bullshit, trying to manipulate energy. So what you have to understand, right? The whole purpose of the gang stalking, one of the purposes of the gang stalking is to mess with your nervous system, right? And when they mess with your nervous system, they're messing with your manifestations, right? And it's a book I'm reading right now too, called Frequency by, I believe it's, let me see. No, I don't want to open that right now because it's going to show. It's by something Penny. I feel like the author's name, something Penny, right? It's a book called Frequency, right? But pretty much though, right? When your nervous system is at peace, you're able to manifest, right? And some people are not conscious of their manifestation powers or conscious of their energy or their nervous system, right? So they can be manipulated on a daily basis to manifest certain shit that they're not even knowing that they're manifesting. Say, for instance, if every time you get mad, right? If every time you get mad, you want to smoke or you want to drink, right? And or not even you want to smoke and you drink, every time you get mad, you get into a state of depression, and with that state of depression, that makes you want to spend money on alcohol and weed and marijuana, right? So, and say me being conscious of this, me being conscious of, and with you doing that state of depression is making you manifest the weed and the alcohol, right? So if I wanted to make you manifest the weed and the alcohol for yourself, I could just do something towards you, and say if I can't control you, but I know you can manifest, right? But I can manipulate a scenario to have you feeling a certain type of way, and with you feeling that certain type of way, you're going to manifest certain things, etc., right? And that certain thing, etc., may be you drinking some alcohol or smoking some weed because now you're depressed, right? So what I have to do is set up a scenario in which that will make you depressed, right? So and I'm not trying to lose my train of thought right now, but if I wanted to control you, I can set up a scenario where you will get depressed. Or say if I wanted to make you smoke and drink, but I can't tell you like, oh yeah, you know what, I want you to smoke and drink, right? I can't tell you, I can't make you do it, but I know you can manifest, right? So if I can't make you do it, but I want you to do it, and I know you can manifest, I'll fuck around and try to get you angry, try to send people towards you, or put you in a scenario, or send a scenario towards you to get you angry, knowing that once you get angry, you're going to smoke and drink. And therefore, with you smoking and drinking, I just manifested you smoking and drinking by sending this scenario towards you, right? You know what I'm saying? And people they're not conscious that on a daily basis, scenarios can be sent towards them to make them manifest certain shit. So the whole purpose of me making and saying all of that is to say, don't let the gang stalkers get to you, right? It's easier said than done, but the whole purpose of like when you're out and about It's to mess with your nervous system. One of the purposes of the gang stalking is to mess with your nervous system. And you may ask yourself, why would they want to mess with your nervous system? Because you manifest from your nervous system. And if your nervous system is all out of whack, like I told y'all in previous videos, if your nervous system is all out of whack, it's going to be harder for you to manifest, right? It's going to be harder for you to manifest because you can still be thinking about, say you can be thinking about something and your nervous system can be at peace. And they'll try to throw your train of thought off, so you lose your train of thought, so you're no longer thinking about whatever you're thinking about, or they'll try to get around you and do something to have your nervous system all out of whack. Example being cutting you off in traffic or easing into your lane while you turning into a lane, easing into your lane, etc. Little stuff like that that'll give you that little feeling of anxiety. Like for instance, if you driving and you drop something that was in your hand and you take your eyes off of focus, off of the traffic in front of you, you take your eyes off of focus for a little bit, right? You look at you. What I'm trying to say is the feeling they try to make you feel that messes with your nervous system. Say for instance you're driving and all of a sudden somebody in front of you slams on brakes, but you look down at your phone for a second and you look up, now the person in front of you slams on brakes. Now you have to hurry up and slam on brakes. That feeling you get like that, you about to get in a car accident, that little anxious feeling, that's you feel that in your nervous system, right? You feel that feeling in your nervous system. So they will try to make you feel that feeling, and a lot of people are not conscious of their energy. So what the gang stalkers would do, they'll do this shit subconsciously, so you don't know that they're doing it immediately. And we already know this, that they do it subtle, etc. But this is the whole purpose of it, because somebody can lower your vibration subconsciously and you won't even know it, right? And you'll just be vibrating low, right? By doing something, by trying to you trying to get your attention is what I'm trying to say. Like the video I made about the forced interactions. And as I'm learning about this, I'm going to teach all about it, because when I made the video about the forced interactions, I'm not even knowing that the forced interactions are to throw off your manifestation process, to mess with your nervous system. Because I know how I would feel when they would do certain shit to mess with me. Like I'll feel this shit in my nerves and my cells, right? But I'm not knowing, and I'm talking about the forced interactions. Like I'll feel the forced interactions, like I'll feel that shit in my nerves and my cells, right? I'm not knowing they're doing this shit to mess with my nervous system, to keep me out of whack so I can't manifest. And the reason I'm making these videos, right, so you can be conscious of it, because you may have an idea, right, you may want to start a new business, etc., and you have this energy, right inside of you. You have this happy feeling, this positive feeling, like, okay, I'm about to start this business, I'm about to buy the equipment, I'm about to buy the chemicals, I'm about to print these cards, I'm about to just say fuck it and just start knocking door to door and promoting this business, right? You have this energy, this feeling, right? And you're gonna manifest you promoting this business and you building this company up, etc. You're gonna manifest it. But what the gang stalkers would do, try to get by you, try to throw off your thought process, or try to kill your whole vibe in general, so you don't even want to try to promote your business, or you don't want to do what you want to do, right? And with them doing that, that in a way that is stopping. What I'm trying to say is, with them doing that, in a way, that is stopping your manifestation process, because they may just kill your vibe so you don't want to do this shit, or they may mess with you subconsciously so you lose your train of thought. Because even you think the first parts of you manifesting something is, first you have to have your nervous system calm, right? You have to be calm, right? Second, you have to think about it. You have to think what you want to manifest, right? So your nervous system may be calm and you may be about to think about what you want, and then somebody cuts you off, or somebody walks into you, etc. Or unless you're just alone in your house, then you can manifest. But when you're out and about dealing with gang stalkers, or you can even be inside your house, in your apartment, etc., and your neighbor get to doing some shit, messing with your anything, right? Messing with your manifestation process, right? And the whole purpose of all of these little subtle interactions, one of the purposes is to mess with your manifestation process. And a lot of people are not conscious of their power that they can manifest, right? And if you're a person that can't manifest, right, but you have unlimited resources, you have this money system, you have people that are willing to do whatever evil shit, etc., for this money that you are in control of, that you literally print on a daily basis, you are in control of it. If you can't manifest, but you are in control of people that want this money, and you have an unlimited abundance of the money because you print this shit, you can control people, right? And therefore, you can control their manifestations. If they're not conscious that they manifest with their thoughts, etc., with what they see, what they're being manipulated with, if they're not conscious of that shit, you can control that shit, right? By sending scenarios, by having them do certain shit for money, etc. A lot of people aren't conscious that they can manifest. They're not conscious of this shit, right? So you have to know the whole purpose of the gang stalking shit is to throw off your manifestation process. When you thinking some positive shit, or you about to start a new business venture, or you have this happiness inside of you to do something, and then somebody do some bullshit, or somebody try to distract you. That's why a lot of people, they're not able to manifest what they want, because they're being manipulated on a daily basis by the shit that they see. They're being manipulated. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just making this video so you can know, like, and why I feel like this is important, because once you know that they're trying to manipulate your manifestations, they're trying to fuck with your manifestation process. Once you know this, you'll be able to manifest what you want, because everybody on a daily basis, they manifest, right? People are just not aware, and I was aware of the manifestation shit too, but I wasn't aware that they're messing with my manifestations. And now that I'm aware, because you may have a thought like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this and do that, and somebody just try to kill your vibe, and with them trying to kill your vibe, they're gonna fuck around and make you not want to take the first steps of you manifesting whatever you're trying to manifest. Say if you want to manifest a new car, new truck, right? You got the happiness, you got the vibe, you got the positive energy for it, right? And then somebody do some bullshit, and this is one way they can kill your manifestation process. They do some bullshit and try to start a altercation, etc. with you. Now you're going back and forth. Now you don't have that positive energy. Now you're like, man, fuck that shit. I want to just smoke, or I want to do some other shit, right? Instead of you saying, okay, I want to get this new truck. Let me go apply for this job that's going to give me this new truck. Or let me go start this new hustle so I can make some more money to get this new truck. You ain't gonna start the first steps of your manifestation, because they'll throw your manifestation off like that by trying to cause an interaction with you, a scenario, etc. Like I told y'all, they can send a scenario towards you, right? Instead of them saying, okay, you smoke this weed, or do this or do that, they'll send a scenario to you, and with that scenario being sent to you, how you feel after that scenario, like, damn, I'm mad, I'm sad, etc. When you feel like that, you're going to manifest some other shit. And the other shit is what they want you to manifest. So they send a scenario towards you, because they know that once we send a scenario towards them, they're going to manifest some other shit. The other shit being you being depressed. Now you want to get a bottle of alcohol. Now you want to indulge in lust. You know what I'm saying? Or you being mad. Now you want to vibrate low and be violent. You know what I'm saying? These are scenarios being sent to you so you can manifest certain shit. That's how they try to control us, by controlling our manifestations, by manipulating our manifestations, by sending us scenarios, etc. For the purpose of me making this video is to tell y'all, to bring awareness to y'all that the gang, part of the gang stalking shit is for them to manipulate your manifestations, right? So you can't manifest what you want. So you can be mad about some shit. And I ain't gonna make this video too long, because I'm about to finish doing what I was doing. I just want to tell y'all real quick, because I was right now, I was about to not do what I was planning on doing, because some motherfucker did some shit in traffic. I'm like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? But then I had to think, like, this is the whole purpose of this shit, to mess with your nervous system. And that's what I'm saying, is also making us better in a way, because the more they do the little bullshit to try to mess with our nervous system, and we get used to it, and we're able to deal with the little bullshit, just like if you have a nephew or a niece or a little brother or a little sister. Oh, let me play a game on your phone. Let me play a game on your phone. Let me play a game on your phone. Oh, can I play a game on your phone? Oh, come on, let me play a game on your phone. Let me play a game on your phone. All that, right? That's just an example, right? Because I don't have no younger siblings that are young, that are to the point where they're annoying, right? But I'm saying this is an example, right? Let me play a game on your phone. Let me play a game on your phone, etc., right? And then at first that shit's bugging you. You're so annoyed. You're like, God damn, this little motherfucker, like, oh, damn, I can't stand that. Like, this is just an example. I don't know what will make you that mad, right? About a child asking you a question or whatever. But I'm just making an example, right? Or a dog barking, right? You get used to the dog barking. But let me say with the nephew or the niece, right? Let me play a game on your phone. Yeah. Let me play a game. And you get used to it, it doesn't bother you no more. And then they doing it, or say if they was doing it and they laughing at you because they know you mad. Now they doing it and you're not even mad about it no more. You're not even bothered by it, right? Now you're able to deal with people trying to send distractions while you trying to focus, right? So the more they do this little bullshit to try to mess with your nervous system, they're actually strengthening your nervous system, right? They're actually strengthening your nervous system, and they're strengthening your manifestation process, because the more that they do the bullshit and you're able to deal with it, that's why I'm just making these little videos as I'm learning too. And if y'all know something, drop something in the comment section too, so you can help more people that are dealing with the gang stalking, right? Because it's spiritual and it's physical too. Either or, if it's spiritual, it's a bot, like I'm telling y'all, it would be a bot or NPC, and they're being used by spirits in the spiritual realm to stop whatever you got going on, because these spirits know if this person starts this business venture, they're gonna be up and they're gonna be vibrating high, and with that light, they're gonna have more people vibrating high, right? Or it could be physical, where you're being followed by these organizations, and they know you about to start this business venture, etc. So they're trying to fuck with your manifestations, right? You know what I'm saying? So either or, whatever it is, don't let nobody stop you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let nobody slow you down. If you want to do something, if you have an idea you want to pursue, start doing that shit. Just say fuck it. And my purpose of making this video is so y'all know that one of the purposes of the gang stalking is to mess with your nervous system, so you can't manifest, to throw off your manifestation, so you start thinking about some other stuff, or so they lower your vibration subconsciously, because you be vibrating high if you're not aware of energy, if you're not aware of your vibration and how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Your nervous system, etc. You be driving, minding your business, thinking about some shit, and you just look in your rearview mirror, and somebody will be tailgating you, and that may not bother you, but that's lowering your vibration subconsciously. And with you having a lower vibration, or that could be messing with your nervous system subconsciously, or somebody could just be easing into your lane, and you like, damn, you got to ease over a little bit, little subtle, little small shit. You may be like, oh, that's nothing big, but after a while, that shit adds up, and these are little attacks on your nervous system. You walking in the grocery store, somebody's swinging their basket into you, or you walking in the grocery store, walking down the aisle, somebody's on the left of you, you walking down the aisle, exiting the store, right, from the freezer section, going to the front of the store, you walking down the aisle, somebody's to the left of you, acting like they're looking at something on the right, and you about to pass, you thinking they gonna just stay right there. Once you get in their area, they walk all into you. That may not be like, oh, your nervous system, I want to mess with your nervous system. But that little interaction, that little subtle interaction, or when you're in the grocery store and somebody's acting like they looking to the left and they walking forward and they ease into your way with the basket, etc. These little subtle interactions are messing with your nervous system, right? And these could be all gang stalkers, because and I'm telling y'all too, I'm pretty sure y'all are aware of this, but y'all may not be aware of this. When you're in the city, if you live in the city, it's going to be harder to peep out the gang stalkers, right? Because you may be getting gang stalked. Say you live in LA or New York, etc. You may be getting gang stalked every day and you don't even know it, because it's so crowded. It's so crowded. And when it's real crowded, it's easier for them to put these people around you, right? For you to think that it's an accident, etc. But if you go to a different state, you will see this shit. Or if you go to an area that's less populated, you will see this shit. Because people may be I was getting gang stalked for I don't know how long. And I didn't even realize this shit, so I went to a different state, right? I went to a different state and got the download. And two, when you go to different states, when you go to different countries, etc., you get different downloads, right? You get different downloads, especially if you got the neuromelanin. You're going to get different downloads. Because you go to different areas. It's going to be different energy in these different areas. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even realize I was getting gang stalked until I went to a different state. You know what I'm saying? Because in the city, in LA, in California, anywhere in California, well, in the cities in California, it's crowded as fuck. So it's people tailgating you, and I always will see motherfuckers with shades on doing this little shit. I'm thinking it's AI. Same time, it still could be AI, right? It still could be AIs. You know what I'm saying? It could be reptilians, all type of shit. But in the city, it's easier to overlook shit because there's so many people and everybody ripping and running, trying to just pay their bills, just trying to survive. So you could be getting gang stalked every day and not even know it. And a lot of people could be getting gang stalked by their employers and by their family, etc. But they don't even know it because they already vibrating low. Once you start vibrating high, you start trying to make some changes. That's how you see who the gang stalkers are. Once you start making changes in your life, like for instance on the Truman Show, Truman didn't even know he was like, for instance, I'm gonna make a video about this too, but Truman on the Truman Show, he was getting gang stalked, right? And he didn't even know he was getting gang stalked until he started wanting to go to Fiji. Once he started trying to go to Fiji, he realized like, damn, why the fuck is everybody trying to talk me out of going to Fiji when I want to go to Fiji? Then he started noticing shit, right? Then he started looking and noticing that motherfuckers is watching him and following him, and he was even saying like, yeah, I don't know who's who because they all look the same, right? And then eventually, he didn't even notice this, but his fucking friend was in on this shit. His wife was in on this shit. His mom was in on this shit. Everybody was in on this shit, right? He was getting gang stalked. So if you're not familiar with gang stalking, watch the Truman Show. That's the organized part of the gang stalking, right? Where motherfuckers are in on this shit and they acting like they don't know what the fuck is going on, right? And he was even speaking about the synchronicities and all this shit, the traffic and all this shit. They put this shit in movies, right? They put it in movies. Because they know if you bring up like, oh yeah, I seen such and such, this was going on, it's just like in that movie such and such, they're gonna be like, oh, you comparing this shit to a movie, this and that's because most people are asleep, right? Most people are asleep. If they make a movie like Sound of Freedom, I believe that's the name of it, with Mel Gibson with the trial, the sex trafficking shit like that, most people will be like, oh yeah, oh, some real shit like that be going on, just or there's somebody be like, oh yeah, sex trafficking really be going on with the kids and all that shit, and somebody be like, man, I don't believe that shit, and you be like, yeah, just like that movie Sound of Freedom, and they'll be like, oh, like in the movie, really, like in the movie, like they'll be on some shit like that. Whole time they put the shit in the movies, so they let y'all know what the fuck is going on, so they can avoid karma. Because if I tell you I'm stealing from you, right? I'm stealing your shit. And I'll just be like, oh, no, I'm just joking. But I'm really stealing your shit, right? But I told you I was just playing, just joking. And you don't believe I'm really stealing your shit. I told you. So I'm going to avoid karma. You just didn't believe me. So I'm going to continue to steal your shit and get away with it because I told you, right? But besides all that, though, right? Besides all that, but yeah, Truman was getting gang stalked. But besides all that, the purpose of the gang stalking is to mess with your nervous system and throw off your manifestations. And I'm telling y'all, don't let it mess with your nervous system. And it's actually strengthening your nervous system. If somebody does some shit, cuts you off, etc., and it has you with that anxious feeling, like the same feeling you will get if you're driving. Say, for instance, you're driving. You have your phone on your thigh, on your right leg. You're driving, right? You got your phone on your right thigh, right, while you're driving with the GPS. Just an example. And the shit fucking falls on the floor, right? So for about 3 seconds, 2 seconds, you have to take your eyes off the road and reach down to pick up your phone, right? And once you get back up and put your eyes on the road, the car in front of you is on their brakes. So now you have to slam on brakes. That feeling you get, that little anxious feeling, that's what they'll try to do to you, but in subtle ways. That's obvious, like, damn, I'm anxious, I'm about to get into a car accident, I'm anxious. That's obvious, right? But on a more subtle scale, that same feeling is if you're walking in the grocery store and somebody turns their basket into you, right? They act like they're not paying attention, they turn their basket into you. Or somebody in the grocery store, they get too close to you, right? That's the same feeling, but on a smaller scale. And that feeling where you're about to get into an accident, that's completely threw your nervous system off, so you cannot manifest at all. Your shit's all messed up after that, right? But on a smaller scale, when you're in the grocery store, they doing it on a smaller scale, bumping into you, acting like they're not paying attention, etc., trying to synchronize with you, etc. That's messing with your nervous system on a smaller scale. And that adds up little by little by little, so you can't manifest, right? So I'm just making this video so y'all can be aware of it, so y'all can watch out for the synchronicity, so you can manifest what you want to manifest. So you won't be in a situation where you're being controlled through your manifestations. And you're only being controlled through your manifestations because they're manipulating your manifestations. If I want you to stay mad, but I can't literally put my hands on you to make you mad, but I have this money shit that I can pay people to get around you and do shit that's going to make you mad, I'm going to pay people to be around you to do shit that's going to make you mad, and therefore I'm keeping you mad, I'm controlling you. I can't control you physically yourself, but I can control your manifestations through manipulating scenarios around you, right? And what I mean by manipulating scenarios around you, I can, just like instigating. If I don't like you and I want you to get beat up, and I got a homie or somebody around me that's kind of slow or crash out, but got squabbles, and he gonna just fire on anybody I say, like, yeah, I don't like this motherfucker, this person did this and that, without even knowing the facts, I can be like, hey, bro, this motherfucker just said your mama broke or your mama fat, etc. And he said if you walk up to him and ask him a question about this shit, he gonna lie about it, right? Because you know you stupid, right? And I just manipulated his mind, right? So now he in his mind, he like, I'm about to see this motherfucker, I'm about to whip his ass, right? So now he see him, and he just get the taking off on him, just get the firing on him, boom, 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 pow, boom, boom, pow, bing, boom, fired on him, right? Whooped his ass, right? And the person didn't even do nothing. The whole time, I wanted that person to get his ass whipped, right? But I couldn't whip his ass myself, so I had to manipulate somebody else to whip that person's ass, right? Because I know this person's going to do that, right? Just like if I want you to manifest some bullshit, if I want you to stay mad or vibrating low, but I can't literally tell you to vibrate low, all I can do is put you in an environment or surround you with people that's going to do shit to get you out your character. And they're going to have you vibrating low, right? Or they're going to mess with your nervous system. And when they mess with your nervous system, you're going to vibrate low because you manifest from your nervous system. So if your nervous system is out of whack because people keep cutting you off, people keep walking into you having these subtle interactions, that's going to mess with your nervous system. And with your nervous system out of whack, you're going to be vibrating low, whether you want to be vibrating at that frequency or not, because your nervous system controls your manifestations. So if I'm doing all this shit on a daily basis that mess with your nervous system, I'm going to be controlling your manifestations, right? And if I'm controlling your manifestations, I'm controlling you in your life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just making this video to make y'all more conscious, and y'all may already know this. But we gotta spread awareness to this shit, to this gang stalking, to all of their little tricks and they tactics, man. Because they want to keep everybody vibrating low so they can control people by controlling your manifestations. If I want you to be vibrating low, I'm gonna just play a bunch of BS music on the radio. Play a bunch of BS music, put a bunch of BS on your timeline on the internet, on Instagram. So you see that and it manipulates your mind to want to vibrate low and do the bullshit, right? So I'm just making this video to let y'all know what's going on, man. With the gang stalking, don't let it get you vibrating low. If you got an idea, even if you on the way to go to a job interview, right? To a job interview, and somebody do some bullshit and now you mad. Don't be like, man, I'm not about to go to the job interview now. Go to the job interview and say, fuck it. I'm about to, even though I'm mad, pissed the fuck off, I'm still about to go into this job interview and do my best shit like ain't nothing wrong. Like I ain't just get cut off. Like I ain't just get out the car and pull off this whole little suit and tie I got on and was about to squabble up in the middle of the freeway with my fucking dress shoes on and all this shit. Was about to hit a motherfucker with a wrench on the head in the middle of the freeway. Even though I was about to do all that, I'm still about to walk into this interview and act like nothing happened and still vibrate high, right? And when you're able to do that, right, when you're able to do that, that's making you stronger because you're able to deal with bullshit and still be able to vibrate at a high frequency, right? Because the bullshit is they make you like, I ain't going to this interview. I ain't fucking with this job, man. Fuck it. I'm good. I'm going to just jump on DoorDash. That's what the bullshit is for, right? To have you like, damn, I don't even want to do this shit. But if you're able to, that's what the gang stalking is for, right? To discourage you. But if you're able to still be like, man, let me go in here and do this shit. Let me just do this interview. It's all good. Let me just keep my energy right and do this interview and still do my best, show up and show out. You know what I'm saying? If you're able to still think like that, that's gonna make you stronger. It's gonna make you manifest your manifestation power stronger. Because you're going to be able to go in there after somebody try to distract you and do all this shit. All you got to do when somebody does the bullshit, just breathe. Just take a deep breath and calm your nerves. Calm your nervous system, right? Calm your nervous system so you can have that positive energy back. Because when somebody does some bullshit, that shit's going to get stuck in your cells. Your body going to hold on to that shit's going to be stuck in your cells. And when it being stuck in your cells, you ain't going to be at peace. You ain't gonna be at peace. Even if it didn't bother you like that, your shit's still out of whack. You might have to pull over and just take a few deep breaths and just get your nervous system back right and get back into that train of thought and get back into that energy you had before the bullshit happened. Because all the bullshit is to mess with your nervous system. Somebody may do some bullshit and act like they don't know what's going on, and then you ready to murder somebody. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody may do some bullshit and they really don't know what's going on because they NPC. Regardless of whatever it is, don't let it stop you, whatever you want to do. If you want to try to start this new business, and all you got to do is just say, fuck it, stop being nervous, stop being scared, and just buy the equipment and just start knocking on people's doors and asking them if they need this service, etc. And then you start the business. If you start the business for the first day and you knock on 5 people's doors and 5 people tell you they don't need the service, that just means business is slow. Shit, that just means it's slow. You may go to an agency, go to work, and you have to actually go to the agency. They be like, yeah, we got work for you. You go to the fucking agency, you go to the warehouse, etc. You there for 30 minutes, you get sent home because it's slow. But that's for somebody else. That's for they shit. If you start your own business, go door to door, and you get denied 5 times, you knocked on 5 doors, that just means your shit is slow. But you started this shit. You had the energy to start. That's what it is. As long as you start, don't let nobody stop you from starting your shit. Because once you start, you're going to finish. Keep that energy so you can manifest. They want to mess with your manifestation, so you don't even want to start trying to do no new business, no new nothing. You just like, damn, you just fucked up now. Because they can control your manifestations by sending scenarios to you. Like if I want you to vibrate low, I know every time somebody cuts you off, you're going to be vibrating low. I'm going to send a bunch of people to cut you off so I can have you vibrating low. And if I know when you vibrating low, you want to buy alcohol, etc. Say if I got an alcohol company and I want you to buy my alcohol. And I know every time somebody cuts you off and does some bullshit on the road on the 405, that makes you want to get the bottle because now you stressed out. I'm going to have somebody cut you off on the 405 so you can buy that bottle. And therefore, I'm controlling your manifestations because I know when you have this negative energy of getting cut off, you want to indulge in drinking this alcohol, this liquor, right? So I'm going to just keep you with this negative energy by sending people towards you to cut you off. And they can do this shit because they have endless resources. They can pay somebody to do the bullshit, and with them doing the bullshit, now you feeling the type of way, and with you feeling the type of way, you participate in some shit that's gonna have you vibrate on low. You want to drink now, you want to smoke, you want to do all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they sent it towards you by manipulating the scenario, by manipulating your manifestations. So don't let these motherfuckers stop you, man. Don't let them stop you. With the gang stalking shit, recognize the tactics. And once you recognize the tactics, you're probably like, okay, why are they doing this shit now, right? Okay, so now I know they're fucking with me. Why are they fucking with me? One of the reasons why they're fucking with you, it's a lot of reasons why they fucking with you, right? You could be speaking out, etc., right? But one of the reasons why they fucking with you, so they can mess with your manifestations. So they can mess with your manifestation process. And how they mess with your manifestation process, they mess with your nervous system. They mess with your nervous system, right? By doing a little subtle shit, they can mess with your nervous system by tailgating you. You can be in the grocery store and they swing their cart into you. Say, for instance, you walking up an aisle, right? I'm right here at the edge, at the end of the aisle. You're walking up. I'm at the end of the aisle, right? And I'm acting like I'm looking for some shit with my cart facing the direction you're walking, right? I'm acting like I'm looking for something, right? Once you get in my vicinity, I swing my cart right towards you and walk right your direction, right? While I'm still looking the opposite way. That would have you like, damn, that's some little small shit though, right? That's something real small. But that's still gonna mess with your nervous system because we almost hit you on my basket. We almost hit each other's baskets, right? That's gonna mess with you. Just a little bit. You're gonna be like, oh, and I'm be like, okay, my bad, excuse me. And you ain't gonna think nothing of it. But at that same time, you could have been walking down the aisle thinking the manifestation, like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, do this. And then I swing my fucking basket and mess with it. It's all subconscious. And people aren't aware that they're able to manifest with their thoughts. So they get these little interactions on a daily basis and people be fucking with their nervous system, messing with their manifestations, right? So just be conscious. If you wonder, like, why am I getting gang stalked, etc., why are they doing this shit? It's to mess with your nervous system, to mess with your manifestations, because you manifest from your nervous system. So if I got you vibrating low, nervous, walking around, anxious, all this shit, you ain't gonna be able to manifest nothing but more of that. And if you're in an environment where everybody vibrating low, everybody all vibrating low, and you trying to vibrate high in that environment, and then I lower your vibration by messing with your manifest, or if I lower your vibrations by messing with your nervous system, and you in that environment where everybody vibrating low, and if you was vibrating high before that, it's gonna be easier for you to get attacked and vibrate on the frequency of that environment. Because now you vibrating lower. But if you was to go into that environment and you keep your frequency high surrounded by negative energy, if you go into that environment and you keep your frequency high surrounded by negative energy and negativity and low vibrations, and you keep your vibration high, you ain't gonna be affected by that low vibrational energy. You keep your nervous system at peace, and you keep your nervous system at, you keep your nervous system at peace, and you keep your vibration high, and you're in an environment where a bunch of people are vibrating low, you're going to be able to vibrate high still. But if your nervous system is all messed up and out of whack, and you're trying to vibrate high in an environment where everybody's vibrating low, you're going to start vibrating low too. Because your nervous system is going to have your shit's going to be all out of whack. And with it being out of whack, you're going to manifest more bullshit. Because that environment is manifesting that low vibrational energy because they're not aware of energy. And it could be gang stalkers in that environment, plus the music on the radio, plus the food, etc., keeping everybody at a certain energy, at a certain frequency. And with them being at that certain frequency, that environment's going to be at that certain frequency, right? And they're not going to be aware of it because nobody's conscious of energy and environments and gang stalking and these organized gang stalkers that could be having an environment at a certain frequency with the food, the music, etc. And they could be driving around doing these little subtle interactions to keep you vibrating low, to control your manifestation process. You may be thinking, oh, I want to get a job and do this. And you got motherfuckers walking into you, bumping into you to take that train of thought away from you, of you want to get a job, etc. And you get in the car, you listen to the radio now, and the radio telling you some whole other shit. Not talking about getting no job, none of that shit. Talking about some fast money, some bullshit that's going to have you vibrating low. So you like, damn, so that bullshit, the fast money shit get programmed into your subconscious. Because you lost your train of thought because the gang stalker bumped into you to make you lose your train of thought. And now you can't even think positive or you want to get a job, etc. Because now you in this environment where they playing this music to program this shit into your subconscious. And now they're controlling your manifestations, right? It's just something to be aware of, that these motherfuckers be trying to have these interactions. And look at my forced interaction video. So you'll see the interactions I'm talking about. And look at the gang stalking traffic video, the video I made before this. So you can see the tactics that they do in traffic to mess with your nervous system, to mess with your manifestations. Because once you are aware of the tactics and you are aware of what they're doing, you'll be able to be like, okay, look, this person's going to eat. And just the other day, It was crazy, and this shit is crazy, right? I'm on the freeway, driving on the freeway, right? Driving, and it's like a funeral, like it's a funeral, right? It's a hearse, and it's like 5 or 6 cars, and they all driving in the same lane with their hazards on, right? So everybody's, everybody sees the shit. Obviously, it's a funeral, right? So I'm driving past it. I think I'm in the lane. I'm in the lane. I'm in the slow lane, right? And I'm driving past it, just like I told y'all the tactic where they try to get in your lane and start going the same speed as you, right? And it's an old black lady, right? And it's why I'm like, this shit is demonic. The gang stalking shit be demonic too, bro. And people don't even be knowing why they doing this shit, right? It's an old black lady in the shit. She could have been an organized gang stalker or could have been a bot. But either or, it's like, this shit is sick. It's an old black lady, right? In the line, following the hearse for the funeral shit, right? And I drive past the line. I'm driving past the shit. Everybody's minding their business. They stay in their lane with their hazards on. They stand in their lane. I'm passing the black lady, and she switched lanes to the lane next to me, and she started speeding up. And then she stopped. I guess she realized, like, oh shit, I'm in this line for the funeral. And then she stopped. And then she go back into the lane with behind the hearse and all this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then she get parallel with me, and then she get to looking over at me. And I'm like, this shit is crazy. And it's like a certain energy these motherfuckers be having. Like, even with black people, it be looking like a grim reaper. I can't explain this shit. It be looking like just death. Just like dead. Like, I don't know, just like, it be black women, I be seeing old black women with this energy, bro. With like, and they be having shades on. They be this real dark energy, like it just look like death. It just looked like a grim reaper or some shit, like just real dark energy. And it was a fucking funeral home, right? They all, I don't know if this some shit's trying to show me some shit. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm ready to leave this planet. You know what I'm saying? And I was talking to the Most High the other day, and the Most High was telling me, like, they gonna try to kill you. Like, this will come with this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So pretty much just do what you gonna do, bro, and come on home. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, mission accepted. I'm going to do what I got to do, and I'm going to get the fuck up off this planet. I know what come with this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, and I saw that shit, right? And it was a whole funeral home, like, and she was like, it was probably like 2 cars in front of her, and she got out of the line and started trying to race with me low-key. And then I guess she remembered, like, hold on. I'm in the motherfucking funeral line or whatever the fuck she thought. Then she got back in line with the rest of the people and then start driving with them. And as we got back parallel, she looked over at me and I'm just like, damn, this shit is crazy. And like, she had that dark energy, like death, like dead, like death. Like, she had the shades on, just looked dead, like gray. She looked gray. Like, most black people have a glow even if they old, but she just looked gray. She just looked gray, like a grim reaper or some shit, right? Just mouth closed, no emotion, just lips just straight. Not like smiling or frowning, just lips straight. You know what I'm saying? just lips straight with the shades on, just looking dead. Just dark energy, right? And then she got back in line, and I guess she was like, okay, I forgot I'm at the funeral home or whatever the fuck. I forgot I'm in line with the funeral. And then she started driving back with the funeral. I'm just like, what the fuck? And the people behind her, if they wasn't on some gang stalking shit, they probably like, damn, why did grandma get out of the line and start trying to race that guy right there in the truck and then get back in line? Cause you don't even know your grandma's a fucking gang stalker, nigga. You don't even know Nana's a fucking gang stalker. She gang stalking people. That could have been spiritual or it could have been physical. But it's like, if you driving, minding your business on the freeway, just picture this scenario. You're driving, you see a funeral procession. Everybody's driving with their hazard lights on behind the hearse. And you're not on the lane, you're in the slow lane and they're in the fast lane, right? Or in the lane next to the fast lane on the 5-lane freeway. 4 lanes being the 4 lanes and the 5th lane being the carpool lane. You in the slow lane. They in the lane next to the carpool lane, so they'll be in the 3rd lane and you in the 1st lane. You driving in the slow lane, you just driving, you going the same speed as the cars in the slow lane. And then as you pass this funeral with these people following the hearse, you get past this old lady and she get out of the line following the people in the hearse and she try to race you. Right? And then she realized, like, oh shit, I'm in this fucking funeral line, about to go to this funeral. And then she gets back in the line with the people in the hearse. And then she just get to looking at you from 2 lanes, from a whole lane over. Right? You in the number 1 lane and she in the number 3 lane. She tried to get in the number 2 lane, trying to race you while you in the number 1 lane. And she remembered, like, oh, I'm going to a funeral. I'm in the line for a funeral. Then she get back into the number 3 lane. And once y'all get back parallel, Even if you in the number, and mind you, I got 5% tint on my windows, right? And my windshield tinted too. So, and when you get back parallel with her, you didn't move at all. She drove from the number 3 lane, got out the line from the funeral, trying to race you. Just picture this scenario. Trying to race you, trying to drive the same speed as you, and then she get back into the hearse line when she realized, like, or whatever happened, whatever she was thinking in her brain. And then she look over at you when y'all are parallel. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? And this old black woman. And you start noticing this old black woman, old black people with this dark ass energy with some shades on with no emotion. Like this with some real dark, and they always trying to get in the way, trying to do little shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just pay attention to shit. Once you notice the gang stalkers, you have an advantage because you know what's going on, right? So this is the stages. Once you notice the gang stalkers, you have an advantage because you know what's going on. You know people are fucking with you. You know you're not tripping, right? So bam, boom, you got your mind. You know you're not losing your fucking mind. So that's one. You got that, right? You're not losing your mind. 2, once you realize the tactics, then you know what to look out for. You're like, damn, you know what to look out for, right? You know these are certain shit that these people that are fucking with you is certain shit that they do to fuck with you, to fuck with your energy, right, etc. And then 3, you realize that they're doing this shit to fuck with your manifestations, to try to control you, etc. And then you're gonna keep on. There's gonna be 4. You realize this. Then 5, you realize, etc. Until you realize this shit is all fake, right? So I ain't gonna make this video too much longer. I hope all y'all vibrating on a high frequency. Just don't let the gang stalkers mess with you. Don't let it mess with you, because it's to mess with your nervous system, to mess with your manifestation, to try to control you, right? And once you're aware of this, you'll be able to manifest what you want to manifest without somebody controlling you, right? Without somebody tailgating you. Now you mad. Now with you being mad, you want to smoke and drink, etc. Right? So just be aware of it. Don't let the gang stalker stop you. If you have an idea, you have a business venture, you have anything you want to pursue it. Even if you pursue that shit the first time you pursue it, you kind of mad a little bit. Once you get out that little nervous feeling, that uncomfortable feeling of trying to start a new business or trying to promote a business to somebody, etc. The next time you do this shit, you're gonna feel way more comfortable. So if a gang stalker is fucking with you, somebody fucking with you, trying to mess with your nervous system, don't let them succeed. Somebody tailgating you on the way to a job, etc. Don't go into that job, or don't be like, oh, I don't want to go to work, or I don't want to go to this interview. Go into that motherfucker and just take a deep breath, breathe, and just do your shit. And if you don't get it, now you know how to deal with the bullshit while you're walking into a job. You know how to, okay, now let me breathe this, or like this, or let me go this way, or let me take a different road, etc. Or let me figure out, because you're going to figure out how to deal with the gang stalking. Once you figure out how to deal with this shit, the little tactics, even if it's spiritual, once you figure out how to deal with these bots, once you see a certain person with this look in their face, like they don't know what the fuck they about to do, you know, okay, let me just back up. Because this person, obviously, they bought it out. They don't know if they want to go left or right, or they don't know what the fuck. They want to spin in the circles, do jumping jacks, and clap their hands. They don't know what they want to do. So let me give them some space. Or let me just go the other fucking way. Because every time I see somebody with this look in their face, like a deer in the headlights, they don't know what they want to do. They get in my way, and I be ready to fuck them up. I be ready to do something to them, because they mess with my nervous system. And they don't even know that they doing it. They just a bot. Or it can be organized, right? You can identify the organized shit. If you standing right there, you see somebody just, you walking down the aisle, etc. You about to walk into a grocery store, and you see somebody just standing right there. You know, every time I see somebody just standing right there, once I pass them, they're going to walk into me, right? And it could be somebody doing this shit on purpose, organized. You can see, like, okay, you can recognize the energy. You'll start recognizing the energy. With a bot, you'll be like, okay, when it's a bot, you'll start recognizing this shit. Then you can point it out and help other people. You'll be like, okay, when it's a bot, they're gonna have this looking at like they don't know what the fuck they want to do. But when it's organized, they're going to be right there just stuck, like they're just waiting for something. But the bot will be looking around like, damn, do I want to go left? Do I want to go right? Do I want to do a fucking jumping jack? But the organized gang stalker will be just right there looking straight. Like they just right there looking straight. They're just like, yep, once you get close enough, I'm going to walk in your way. Boom. Now you like, what the fuck, right? So you have to recognize this shit. And once you be able to recognize this shit, you'll know how to deal with the tactics. And once you know how to deal with the tactics, you'll be able to keep your frequency high and still manifest, right? Because all this shit's to fuck with your manifestation process that messes with your nervous system, right? So once you recognize the tactics and you're able to deal with the tactics and still be able to vibrate high, you'll be able to manifest, because they're not able to mess with your nervous system no more, right? And I hope I'm not talking too fast, but I want to make this video quick because I'm about to manifest. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go manifest. So I hope all y'all vibrate at a high frequency. And if you made it to this far in this video, if you made it this far in the video, I'd like to thank you for watching the video. You know, I appreciate all y'all for watching, you know. And I hope I can help y'all. And if you have any advice or tips you can give me, or give anybody else that's dealing with some gang stalking anything, go ahead, drop a comment, you know. I appreciate any feedback, etc. Even if you a troll, go ahead, drop a comment, you know what I'm saying? So I hope all y'all vibrating at a high frequency. Just don't let the gang stalkers stop your manifestation process. Don't let them mess with your nervous system. You know what I'm saying? Just recognize the tactics so you know what they're trying to do. Because if you recognize the tactics, you'd be like, okay, I recognize the tactics, but why are they doing these tactics? Why are they doing this shit? They're doing it to mess with your nervous system to stop you from manifesting. That's one of the reasons why they're doing it. It could be a lot of reasons why they're doing it, but that's one of them, right? And don't let them succeed, right? So just be aware and be vigilant and don't let them get under your skin, because once they get under your skin, they're messing with your nervous system. And once they mess with your nervous system, they're controlling your manifestations. Because if you vibrating low, I can send some scenarios to you, low vibrational scenarios to you, and that's gonna control you. Whatever that scenario is, whether it's the scenario to get you violent, a scenario to get you intoxicated, etc., because you're already vibrating low. And when you're vibrating high, you're able to deal with these scenarios and keep your frequency high. Say you vibrating high, somebody tailgating, or say you vibrating high, somebody try to start an altercation with you, but you're vibrating high, you're gonna be like, man, I ain't worried about that. You're gonna keep it pushing. But if you're vibrating low and somebody try to start an altercation, it's a chance you may be like, man, what's up then? What's up? You know what I'm saying? What's up? Motherfuckers been fucking with me all day. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Because you vibrating low. And whole time that could be a whole scenario being sent to you to have you vibrating low, and it could be a scenario sent to you with the altercation to try to have you crash out, or now you want to beat somebody up, and now you getting recorded by somebody else while you beating somebody up in the store. Now you on surveillance beating somebody up in the store, etc. You know what I'm saying? Or you fuck around and hit somebody, they fall, hit their head, etc. And they just try to fuck up your life. So just be conscious of the gang stalking, and the reason why you're being gang stalked. One of the reasons is to mess with your nervous system. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the purposes of the gang stalking, to mess with your nervous. It's evil, but this is what they doing though, to mess with your nervous system. And when they messing with your nervous system, they're controlling your manifestations, because you manifest from your nervous system. And even if you're in an environment where everybody's vibrating low, it's low vibration of music, they got poison in the food, etc., and you're still vibrating high, you can still manifest in that low vibrational environment, because you vibrating high and your nervous system is at peace. But if you're in that environment where everybody's vibrating low and your nervous system's all fucked up because of these little tactics, etc., that you're not aware of, so they got your nervous system fucked up, and they got people fucking with you, gang stalking you, doing a little bullshit, and you got the spiritual gang stalkers, you're gonna be manifesting some bullshit because you're not aware. But if you're aware of it, you know to keep your frequency high when you're surrounded by the bullshit, or to not even let this shit mess with your nervous system. If you feel any type of anything, take some deep breaths. If you got to sit in the sun for a little bit, just do what you got to do. Figure out ways to keep your nervous system at peace so you can continue to manifest, right? So I can make this video too much longer. I hope all y'all vibrating at a high frequency. I love each and every one of my carbonated beings with the neuromelanin. I hope all y'all vibrating high. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.